Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest. Each step you take, every decision you make, will shape the path you carve through it. Some paths lead to flourishing gardens, others to treacherous swamps. Now, consider your life as this forest. You stand today on the precipice of 10 years, a decade stretching before you like an unexplored landscape. The choices you make now, the lessons you learn today, will determine where you find yourself in the future. Will you be lost, wandering in confusion, or will you emerge from this forest stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled? A decade is a powerful measure of time. It's enough to transform a life entirely, to build an empire or lose it, to find yourself or lose your way. The ancient Stoics, the great philosophers of old, and even modern thinkers have all pondered on this length of time. They have shared their insights on how we can wield it to our advantage. If you could learn 10 lessons today that would set you up for the next 10 years, would you take them to heart? Would you embrace the wisdom that has shaped empires, guided kings, and built enduring legacies? This isn't about small changes or daily habits. This is about fundamental shifts in perspective, deep rewiring of the mind and soul, and setting a course toward a life that is unshakable, purposeful, and profoundly fulfilling. Each of these 10 lessons will challenge you, provoke you, and perhaps even unsettle you. But they hold the power to set you on a path where every day, every decision, and every action becomes a step toward a future you desire. Prepare to embark on this journey. 10 lessons, 10 years. Let's begin. Certainly, adding more details to each chapter will enhance the richness and depth of the script. Here's a more detailed expansion of each lesson to ensure the script provides comprehensive insights and keeps the viewer engaged throughout. Lesson 1. The power of clarity. Imagine standing at a crossroads, with countless paths stretching out in front of you. Some lead to lush valleys, others to barren deserts, and still others to steep, daunting mountains. Without a clear vision, without a map, you could easily spend your life wandering in circles, chasing fleeting goals or getting lost in distractions. This is what life can feel like without clarity, a continuous loop of confusion, frustration, and missed opportunities. Clarity is not just about setting goals. It is about understanding your why behind those goals. Why do you want what you want? Is it because it aligns with your true values, or is it because society, culture, or family has conditioned you to believe it's important? This distinction is vital. Clarity involves stripping away these external influences and digging deep into your core beliefs and desires. It's about listening to your inner voice, a voice that is often drowned out by the noise of daily life. To develop clarity, spend time in solitude. Reflect on moments when you felt most alive, most in tune with your authentic self. Ask yourself questions like, what do I want to be remembered for? Or, if money and fear were not a concern, how would I spend my time? The philosopher Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." He wasn't referring to some casual introspection, but rather a deep, rigorous exploration of one's existence. Once you have a sense of your true desires, write them down. Make them specific and measurable. If your goal is vague, your actions will be aimless. Clarity also means breaking down large goals into manageable steps. It's not enough to say, "I want to be successful." What does success look like for you? Is it financial freedom, creative fulfillment, meaningful relationships, or all of these combined? When you clearly define success, you create a path that guides your actions and decisions daily. Remember, clarity is dynamic, not static. It evolves as you grow and gain new experiences. Make it a habit to revisit your goals and your vision regularly, adjusting them as needed. Clarity gives you direction, focus, and the power to say no to distractions that do not serve your higher purpose. Over the next decade, let clarity be the compass that guides every step you take. Lesson 2. The discipline of consistent action. Clarity without action is like a car without fuel. It looks promising but goes nowhere. Taking consistent action is what bridges the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Yet, action, especially consistent action, is easier said than done. Most people get stuck in the quicksand of procrastination, perfectionism, and self-doubt. They wait for the perfect moment or ideal conditions to start, not realizing that action itself creates momentum. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, were fierce advocates of taking immediate and decisive action. Marcus wrote in Meditations, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This statement embodies the essence of discipline. Stop theorizing and start doing. Action is the antidote to fear, hesitation, and overthinking. However, discipline is not about grand gestures or monumental efforts. It's about the small, consistent steps taken every day. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, illustrates how tiny habits compound over time, creating exponential growth. Just a 1% improvement every day can lead to remarkable transformation over the course of a year. This idea aligns with the Stoic practice of daily self-improvement. To develop the discipline of consistent action, begin by setting daily rituals. These could be as simple as a morning routine that sets the tone for your day, or an evening reflection that keeps you accountable. Focus on creating systems, not just goals. Goals are the destination, but systems are the processes that get you there. If you want to write a book, your system could be writing 500 words every morning. If you want to get fit, it could be committing to 30 minutes of exercise each day. Remember, discipline is a muscle that gets stronger with use. Start small and gradually increase the challenge. And understand that discipline is not about being hard on yourself. It's about showing up for yourself. Over the next decade, let discipline become a core part of your identity. When action becomes habitual, progress is inevitable, and success is simply a matter of time. Lesson 3. Embracing resilience in the face of adversity. Life is unpredictable, and adversity is not just possible, it's guaranteed. The question is not whether you will face challenges, but how you will respond when they come. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control external events, we can control our response to them. This is where the true power of resilience lies. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from setbacks. It is about bouncing forward, using adversity as a springboard for growth and transformation. The Japanese have a concept called kintsugi, which is the art of repairing broken pottery with gold, turning the flaws into beautiful, unique features. Resilience is the kintsugi of the human spirit. It's about embracing your scars, not as marks of failure, but as badges of honor that tell a story of strength and survival. To cultivate resilience, start by changing your perspective on failure. Understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. Every setback, every rejection, and every mistake carries a lesson that can propel you forward. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Train your mind to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to develop your inner strength. Develop a practice of reflection and reframing. When adversity strikes, take a step back and ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? Or how can I grow from this? This shift in mindset will allow you to move from a place of victimhood to a place of empowerment. Resilience also involves physical and mental preparation. Build a strong foundation through physical health, mental fortitude, and spiritual grounding. Practice mindfulness and meditation to stay centered in the face of chaos. Engage in regular exercise and proper nutrition to maintain your physical resilience. And cultivate a strong support system, people who lift you up, challenge you, and remind you of your inner strength. Over the next decade, adversity will come knocking, but if you've built your resilience, you will not only withstand it, you will thrive because of it. You will look back and see how the storms you faced were the catalysts that shaped you into the person you were meant to become. Lesson 4. The art of strategic patience. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, patience has become a lost art. Yet, patience is not just about waiting. It is about trusting the process, understanding timing, and knowing that some things cannot be rushed. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, "Time discovers truth." Strategic patience is about aligning your actions with a natural flow of time and trusting that everything unfolds as it should. Patience is not passive. It is an active state of engagement where you are fully present in the moment while remaining focused on the long game. It's about planting seeds and nurturing them consistently, knowing that the harvest will come in due time. The great philosopher Aristotle compared patience to courage, suggesting that both require a deep understanding of what is truly worth pursuing and what is worth enduring. In practical terms, strategic patience means avoiding short-term thinking and decisions driven by immediate pleasure or fear. It means not abandoning a path because the results are not instantaneous or because the journey is hard. The next 10 years of your life will test your patience, whether it's in building a career, nurturing relationships, achieving financial goals, or mastering a craft. To cultivate strategic patience, start by setting realistic expectations. Understand that anything worthwhile takes time, whether it's building a successful business, achieving personal mastery, or developing meaningful relationships. Break down your long-term goals into smaller, manageable milestones and celebrate these small victories to keep yourself motivated. Also, practice delayed gratification. In his famous Stanford marshmallow experiment, psychologist Walter Mischel showed that children who could delay gratification were more likely to succeed in life. Delayed gratification teaches you self-control, enhances your decision-making, and aligns your short-term actions with your long-term goals. Patience is also about staying calm under pressure. Practice mindfulness techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or journaling to keep your mind centered when impatience arises. Learn to differentiate between situations that require immediate action and those that need time to unfold naturally. Over the next decade, embrace strategic patience. Understand that growth is not linear, and progress often happens beneath the surface, invisible to the eye. Trust the process, stay the course, and remember that great things take time. Your future self will thank you for the seeds you patiently sow today. Lesson 5. The mastery of emotional intelligence. Emotions are powerful forces that can either guide us wisely or lead us astray. Emotional intelligence, often more crucial than cognitive intelligence, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions and the emotions of others. The Stoics were masters of emotional regulation, teaching that emotions should be acknowledged but not allowed to control us. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, wrote Marcus Aurelius. Emotional intelligence is divided into several components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Self-awareness is the foundation. Without it, the other components are impossible to master. It involves a deep understanding of your own emotional triggers, strengths, and weaknesses. It requires brutal honesty with yourself about your fears, desires, and biases. Self-regulation is the next step. It's about managing your emotional responses, especially in high-stakes situations. It's not about suppressing emotions, but rather expressing them constructively. The Stoics practiced a technique called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, to prepare their minds for potential setbacks and challenges. By visualizing adverse scenarios, they trained themselves to respond with calmness and composure rather than panic or frustration. Motivation, as part of emotional intelligence, refers to the inner drive to pursue goals with energy and persistence, even in the face of adversity. It's about finding intrinsic motivation rather than relying on external validation or rewards. Ask yourself, what drives me? What am I passionate about? When you are connected to a purpose that is greater than yourself, motivation becomes effortless. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's about stepping into another person's shoes and seeing the world from their perspective. Empathy fosters deep connections, builds trust, and diffuses conflicts. Practice active listening, ask open-ended questions, and show genuine interest in the experiences of others. Over time, you will find that empathy not only enriches your relationships, but also enhances your ability to lead and influence. Lastly, social skills are about managing relationships effectively, resolving conflicts, and building networks. Strong social skills are built on authenticity, transparency, and mutual respect. Understand that relationships are not transactional. They are transformational. Over the next decade, commit to mastering emotional intelligence. It will serve as your greatest ally in personal and professional success, enabling you to navigate the complexities of human interactions with grace and wisdom. Lesson 6. The strength of self-reliance. Self-reliance is the ability to trust yourself, make your own decisions, and carve out your own path in life. It is the art of standing on your own 2 feet, drawing strength from within rather than seeking it from external sources. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his famous essay Self-Reliance, stated, "Trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string." His words underscore the profound power that comes from being your own guiding force. True self-reliance is not about isolation or rejecting support. It is about understanding that your primary source of strength, wisdom, and guidance comes from within. It's about recognizing that while you can learn from others, your path is uniquely yours to walk. This realization empowers you to take full responsibility for your life, decisions, and outcomes. To cultivate self-reliance, start by developing a deep sense of self-awareness. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Understand your core values and let them guide your decisions. Build skills that enhance your competence and confidence, whether it's financial literacy, physical fitness, or emotional resilience. The more you learn to depend on yourself, the more liberated you become from the opinions, judgments, and expectations of others. Self-reliance also involves embracing solitude. Spend time alone, away from the constant noise and distractions of modern life. Solitude fosters introspection, creativity, and self-discovery. It allows you to reconnect with your inner voice and align with your true self. Practice journaling, meditation, or solo adventures in nature to cultivate this deep inner connection. Over the next decade, aim to become your own pillar of strength. This does not mean rejecting help or support, but rather recognizing that your greatest asset is your inner wisdom and courage. When you build a foundation of self-reliance, you are better equipped to face life's challenges, take bold risks, and live authentically according to your values. Lesson 7. The power of focused attention. In a world full of distractions, mastering focused attention has become a rare and valuable skill. Your attention is your most precious resource, and where you choose to direct it will determine the quality of your life. "He who is everywhere is nowhere," said Seneca, highlighting the dangers of a scattered mind. Focused attention involves deep work, concentrated, undistracted effort on a task that pushes your cognitive abilities to their limits. This kind of work is not only more productive, but also more fulfilling. It leads to a state of flow, where time seems to disappear, and you are fully immersed in what you are doing. Flow is where creativity, innovation, and mastery thrive. To cultivate focused attention, begin by eliminating distractions. Set specific times for deep work, and create an environment conducive to concentration. This might mean turning off notifications, setting boundaries with technology, or finding a quiet space where you can work without interruption. The goal is to create a sacred space for focus, where your mind can fully engage with the task at hand. Practice mindfulness to train your mind to stay present. Meditation, deep breathing exercises, and mindful walking are excellent ways to develop this skill. The more you practice mindfulness, the better you become at recognizing when your attention is drifting and gently bringing it back to the present moment. Remember, focus is a finite resource. Be intentional about where you invest it. Prioritize tasks that align with your highest goals and values. Over the next decade, make focused attention a habit. It will not only improve your productivity, but also enhance your ability to be present in every aspect of your life, from work to relationships to personal growth. Lesson 8. Building a network of excellence. While self-reliance is crucial, so is the wisdom of surrounding yourself with excellence. Jim Rohn's famous quote, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," is a powerful reminder of the impact that our relationships have on our lives. Building a network of excellence means consciously choosing to spend time with people who elevate you, those who challenge you, support you, and inspire you to become the best version of yourself. Look for individuals who have qualities you admire: integrity, wisdom, kindness, ambition. Seek out mentors who have walked the path you want to take and who can offer guidance and perspective. But also, look for peers who are on a similar journey, who will walk beside you, hold you accountable, and celebrate your victories. Building a network of excellence also means being intentional about removing toxic influences from your life. These are people who drain your energy, bring negativity, or hold you back. This doesn't mean cutting people off without reason, but it does mean prioritizing your time and energy wisely. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. Be the kind of person that others want in their network. Bring value, be supportive, and show up authentically. Over the next 10 years, focus on cultivating a network of excellence, a community of like-minded individuals who inspire growth, collaboration, and mutual respect. Lesson 9. The wisdom of financial intelligence. Money is more than just currency. It is a tool that can provide freedom, security, and opportunity. Yet, many people struggle with managing their finances effectively, either due to lack of knowledge or emotional triggers tied to money. Financial intelligence is about understanding that money is not the end goal, but a means to create the life you desire. Start by developing a healthy relationship with money. Understand that money in itself is neutral. It is neither good nor bad. What matters is how you use it. Educate yourself about the basics of personal finance: budgeting, saving, investing, and debt management. Knowledge is power, and financial literacy is the key to making informed decisions that align with your long-term goals. The ancient Stoics, while not wealthy in the material sense, understood the importance of self-sufficiency and living within one's means. Practice frugality not as deprivation, but as a form of empowerment. When you live below your means, you create a buffer that allows you to weather life's storms without panic or desperation. Invest in assets that generate income, whether it's stocks, real estate, or businesses. Diversify your portfolio to manage risk. And most importantly, cultivate a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Abundance is not about having more. It is about needing less. Over the next decade, let financial intelligence guide your decisions, providing you with the freedom to live according to your values and desires. Lesson 10. The pursuit of purpose. Purpose is the driving force behind a fulfilling life. Without it, life can feel empty, directionless, and unfulfilled. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, wrote, "Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Purpose gives life meaning. It is the why behind everything you do, the reason you get up in the morning, and the lens through which you view both your successes and failures. To find your purpose, Reflect deeply on what brings you joy, what talents you possess, and what values are most important to you. Your purpose does not have to be grand or world-changing. It just needs to resonate deeply with who you are. It could be about being a loving parent, a dedicated artist, a compassionate leader, or a wise teacher. Once you have a sense of your purpose, align your actions with it. Let it guide your decisions, your relationships, and your pursuits. When you live in alignment with your purpose, life becomes more than just a series of tasks. It becomes a meaningful journey. Over the next 10 years, make the pursuit of purpose a central focus of your life. Let it fuel your ambition, shape your choices, and provide a deeper sense of fulfillment. When you live with purpose, you not only transform your own life, but also have a positive impact on the lives of those around you. Conclusion: your decade of transformation. You now have a roadmap for transforming the next 10 years of your life. Each lesson, drawn from the wisdom of the Stoics and the insights of great philosophers, offers a powerful principle to guide your journey. But remember, knowing these lessons is not enough. You must live them. Transformation is a process, a series of choices, actions, and reflections that, when compounded over time, lead to profound change. As you embark on this journey, stay committed to your growth, remain open to learning, and embrace every challenge as an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. The next 10 years of your life are yours to shape. Start today and make every moment count.